I hope my jacket don't make too much noise in this video. But hey there, welcome back. Or welcome in if you are new. Welcome back if you're already tried and true. My name is Purpose Peace. That's my pen name. We talk about all things mind, body, soul alignment here. So I'm glad you came to tune in to some therapy. I love people giving me advice, right? We're just gonna get straight into it. I love people giving me advice. And I don't actually love giving advice, honestly, because sometimes it feels like a waste of time. And you already know what you finna do after we're done with this conversation. So why are you having this conversation with me if you have no intentions on shifting the trajectory of your decision making, right? So sometimes giving advice sucks. And getting it also sucks at the same time. Because one thing I hear so often that really drives me a wee bit bonkers, I'm not going to hold you. Usually I take notes, right? And I have a piece of paper. This is a tangent. And I have a piece of paper to like remind me what I'm going to say and things like that. But I'm trying to just be more, prepared. So I don't have that. And I also fidget with the paper. So this is sort of like a fidget spinner for me. I'm trying not to click the lid. I usually have a pen it's anxious energy. I'm still getting used to talking to y'all, and I'm still trying to find exactly the line of where I should have my personality or keep it professional. You feel me? So, and I say you feel me on accident. That's a terrible filler. And people be like, I don't feel you. Anyway, you're going to feel this. When people tell you like, just wait for God's answer. And some people are like, oh, it's a still small voice. And the other people like, it's a roaring voice. It's a gut feeling. And God is, as it states, it can be anything. It could be a lowercase g. You could be talking about who we were created by. You could be talking about Satan. You could be talking about anything and everything. Money. You could be talking about Gucci. You could be talking about whatever it is that you worship, right? And so when we are spoken to, how do we separate who is speaking, what is speaking, what's the right decision to make, and what's the wrong one? And as I stated in the previous video, if life circumstances are neutral at best, and we're the ones who put the charge of positive, good or bad upon it, we place the labels. Because I really, truly believe Adam and Eve is man and woman. So when he's naming all the animals and he's naming all these things and we just looking around, we're like, what is this? We make inventions, whatchamacallits and thingamabobs. Like, we're naming those things. I reference the Bible a little more than I would like to, because I haven't necessarily studied other texts yet. I've read some, but I haven't studied them enough to be able to really give my perspective on that. But I'm on my way to doing so. So, however, just the metaphorical layer that so much holy text holds, I think we really have deviated so far from recognizing that a lot of things are like just innately within our nature. And so when making a decision for me, I think the way that I hear is honestly through people, often through other people giving responses or making comments that are unbiased, because I may not know the person, but it truly speaks to what I sort of know within myself. And that extra confirmation is just the reassurance to the doubt of the answer that we already have. Let me see if I can break that down. Because I like that. I'm glad I recorded it. But honestly, a lot of the time we already know what to do. That gut feeling, the intuition, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, that's all I got. That conscience within ourselves, it gives a it gives leadway. And I think because we don't want to be wrong, that's what really makes us distrust it, despite a knowing. And then when it's confirmed by an external source, or even because, like, to me, I really hear a lot in nature. Like, I hear my songs in the wind sometimes. Like, I'll hear a melody, and like my phone has so many voice memos of me just and just because I heard it, and I'm like, okay, I'm finna make that a chorus, or that's gonna be a bridge or something like that. And then I build a song based off of what I heard in the wind, or even just from the birds and just different rhythms and stuff. It's so fun creating music. I can talk about that. It literally sends. I'm so passionate about music as a creator of it. But I think that when we, like, for me too, animals, deer and red cardinals, just, I have specific symbols and symbolic that are symbolic to me that have shown up at exact moments and times, and I was like, I need an answer. I do not know. Like, can you please show me? And just for me, a red cardinal signals protection. And it's so scary and ironic when I see them, and the thoughts that are in my head when one flies, or when one would land just right on my like patio. And the deer, when I would think something and I would think about making eye contact, and then it look directly at me, and I'm like, oh, so you heard me. Because even with my child, I'll be having the thought in my head, and I'll like just look back, because I'll be looking at what I was thinking, and then I'll turn and he'll be like, no, mommy, no. And I'm like, and even when I talk to him and I said I've given a instruction and he wants to be strong-willed, I love that for him. So I try not to stifle his spirit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just use silence, and I'm gonna say it in my head. I'm gonna say it real loud. He get the memo. And so I really truly believe that there are so many different abilities that we have that are not normalized, or the word that's coming to my mind is substantiated, but I think it's more so implemented, that are not encouraged either. And if you say some things, people are gonna be like, oh, you should go to the funny farm. But I appreciate the community that is just as aware of our abilities and our capacities. And especially since we use less than 5% of our brains. Do you know what we are capable of? No, we don't. So I love to tap into whatever I can. And I truly think that when we are open to the realities that exist beyond what we are well versed in, when we are willing to actually see everything that speaks to us and at the time that it is speaking, which is only available to us when we make ourselves available to it, only when we are open mentally to receive just how deep rabbit holes truly go. And that's in regards to like how you hear from God, source, spirit, because it's not just through the most common ways. And that's something that I sort of honestly am coming to terms with now myself, just because it's hard to not think like that you're crazy. Like, is this psychosis? Is this mania? Is this like, why is it that I'm seeing responses, or why is it I'm feeling such a pull from water, and why am I getting these downloads into my system? But I just think that being willing to exist and coexist allows us to see just how much influence is around us and that is within us. And when we hold back, I don't think we can ever truly block somebody's blessing, but I think that we can be of disservice. So when you feel prompted to tell something to somebody, you could be answering that prayer. You could be fulfilling a manifestation by offering a position to somebody who seems maybe a little less qualified based off of their resume, but all you had to do was give them opportunity. And opportunities are scary. Being open to change, newness, or I mean, anything that we are not used to can present itself as scary, and it can seem hard. But those are just levels that don't actually, like, those are conquerable placements. Those can be replaced. Hard soon becomes easy, and then a new hard presents itself. So I think that, you know, we are really our own chains when it comes to the way that we interact with the world and the way that we can receive response, especially in religious sectors where it feels like it's supposed to come in a set way, but nothing is truly set, and everything gets shaken up all the time. Shickety shook all the time. And when I first started the video, I was like a little goofy, but then it's like, the depth of this conversation is actually pretty real. And some things just be coming to me at the time, and that's why I be having those big pauses and stuff. But I appreciate you if you bear with me during these talks, and I hope that you're sort of able to really gauge within yourself what you are most comfortable with. I mean, take what feeds you, save the rest for later, or toss it out if it doesn't, you know, nurture your spirit. So yeah, I think that how we know when we're even making a right or wrong decision is impossible, because it's not anything until we call it so. Because you could turn a wrong decision into the right one. After making so many rights, eventually you made a left anyway, right? Or you make a left. So at the end of the day, all you can do is work with what you have. You listen to what you believe is true, and then see how it plays out. Did it turn out right? All right. Did it turn out wrong? Well, how can we make it shake? Shake and bake, baby. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Hopefully that made sense. I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to watch it back. I'll be watching my stuff back before I post it, just to make sure, because I'm like, I feel like 12 minutes is a lot. I don't be wasting nobody's time.